So my name is Andrew Coonrad, and I'm the Technical Marketing Manager for Logitech G. Today we're showing you guys the brand new Logitech G Pro mechanical gaming keyboard. This is a really cool product for us because it's the second product to come to the Pro line, which we unveiled with the Pro mouse, which is, with great success. We launched the Pro mouse. Everybody really enjoys the product, and it was due to the fact that we really designed the Pro line to be exactly what the pro players want. We work directly with the eSports teams to give them exactly what they need. Logitech's been working with eSports players, teams, organizations for a long time, since the late 90s, and we spend a lot of time not just putting logos on jerseys, but we also partner with these guys closely to make sure that we understand what their needs are and how we can better support them. So we support over 30 teams. We work directly with the players. We have an affiliate program. We do all sorts of different cool things to make sure that we support esports in the best way possible. But most recently, the Pro line is really kind of the manifestation of that as a whole. We brought in our esports guys to our office in Bic in Switzerland to get their feedback directly to the engineers. We also test and watch how they use their products to make sure that we can make adjustments to the engineering side to make sure that they get the best experience possible. And again, at the end of the day, we want our esports guys to just say, this feels better, this is exactly what I want. There's also quite a bit of science behind this as well. So I mean, at the end of the day, like we were talking about, we just want a guy to pick up the keyboard and go, this feels perfect, and have them be able to comfortably set it up on their desk and get a good experience. But beyond that, we also have a lot of cool technology built into this product. So talking about the Pro keyboard, it is a tenkeyless full steel backplate keyboard built on the Roamer G switch. It has full 16.8 million RGB lighting based on the Roamer G platform, which is similar to a lot of our other products. You can adjust all sorts of different cool lighting effects in Logitech gaming software, but you can also store a lighting profile onto the memory of the keyboard, which is the first time that we've done this with Logitech keyboards. And that's so a professional esports player can take their lighting scenario with them when they go to a tournament, where most tournaments don't allow you to use software or install software on the machines. It's just like a lot of our mice where you can store the settings onto the memory of the product itself. Besides that, we have a lighting button, a game mode button. Game mode is a setting where you're allowed to disable any of the different keys. So a lot of StarCraft players back in the olden days, they would physically rip out keys on their keyboard to make sure they weren't hitting like Windows key or Escape or anything like that, or the F keys. So now you don't have to deal with that. You can just press the function or the game mode key and disable keys automatically. Besides that, we also included a detachable micro USB cable with wings similar to our wireless mice connections, and that allows gamers that travel all the time to easily disconnect their cable and plug it in when they get on stage or back at the practice house. This not only makes the keyboard last a lot longer, but it also makes the profile smaller, so when you're traveling it makes things much easier. That was another element that we got great feedback from our players. They wanted something that was easy to travel with. So, but yeah, I mean, really the idea is to give the same sort of design language and style of the G810, which has been super popular and super successful with our esports players, but they wanted that only in a smaller, more compact keyboard. And that's because when you're playing on a LAN or on a tournament, oftentimes you have a smaller amount of space, and having tenkeyless allows you to kind of utilize that space better. All gamers sort of use their keyboards in weird, different, subjective ways, right? I mean, they twist and put them at weird angles, and sometimes they put them really close together, sometimes really far apart. A lot of the FPS guys, like the Counter-Strike guys, need a lot of room for their mouse because they use low DPI settings, and they use wild, quick movements, so having more space on the mouse pad is important. A lot of reasons why tenkeyless is great for pro players. But besides that, there's also a performance element that's really cool with the Roamer G switches. So when you're calculating the performance of a keyboard, not a lot of people think about this, but there's three different things. A lot of gamers believe that polling rate is what determines the performance or the speed in which their keyboard is performing, but really there's three different things. There's the actuation speed, and with Roamer G we've really done a lot of research to figure out that our 1.5 millimeter actuation distance is kind of the best sweet spot for speed and distance. When you combine that with what we call KSP, or keyboard signal processing, this is something all keyboards do to basically look at the digital inputs that are coming in from the switch, encode them, send them to the USB bus that then goes to the computer. not all keyboards do KSP the same. There's what's called debouncing, which is basically when a mechanical switch makes the electrical contact. If that happens in those little milliseconds, there can actually be multiple contacts or multiple actuations. What we do with KSP is we actually make sure that we don't register those as multiple hits. We want to register those as one hit, right? And so when you compare the way that we do our KSP versus the competition, we're actually over 10 milliseconds faster. And when you compare that to, you know, like an eSport player, 10 milliseconds can mean the difference between millions of dollars or not, right? And so getting that performance benefit just adds up over time and really allows the gamer to feel confident in their gear. And that's really what it's all about at the end of the day, is giving these guys something that they can feel confident with. The Logitech G Pro mechanical gaming keyboard will be available early March for $129.99 USD.